Happy Easter, everybody. He is risen. Great day today. Beautiful out. I started out about 9 o'clock this morning. It's about 40 degrees. Gonna get up close to 60 today. Just a great day to be out. Had a good night last night. I was packed in the shelter thing. I got to the shelter probably about 7 o'clock last night. I didn't get no pictures of it. There's a bunch of people around. They didn't have no real good places to hammock or tent. So anyway, we packed the shelter out. There's 6 of us in there. I think somebody said I sounded like a diesel motor running all night, and somebody in there sounded like a cell phone all night. But he was all right. Woke up this morning, the sun was coming up, and just a wonderful Easter morning. But gonna see if we can head to a campsite after the Dragon's Tooth today, and then tomorrow we'll dip down to a store and get a quick resupply, and then make our way on into Daleville. It is beautiful out here today, though. The Aldi Murphy Monument. Overlook here at the Aldi Murphy Monument.
What are y'all heading to today?
Going to try to get past the Dragon's Tooth. We stopped and we had lunch at the Aldi Murphy Memorial. His plane had crashed somewhere else. It wasn't at that exact location, but that's where they had put the memorial at. They had the American flag and then a Texas flag underneath of it. Nice little spot. Had 2 little benches, a little bit of a view. Is the most decorated veteran in World War II, and he's a movie star also, but had a distinguished career that he had. And on the plaque it named all of his awards that he had got and everything. Been coming down off this mountain for a while now. We're just now getting down here to the parking lot. I'm going to take a break before I head back up the next hill. A gorgeous mountain meadow. You can really see spring is here. Walking through here, beautiful forest. You can see all the undergrowth has been cut out of it. It's almost like they've repurposed and planted trees in here, but beautiful forest. If you look up the ceiling, we're getting some leaves. Big old rock pile made by a farmer clearing land over the years. Probably use this for pasture land or something or other. Rock wall going down through there. All the way to the top. Man, this rock wall right here intrigues me. And I know it's been bunches of people to build it, but it goes all the way down to the bottom of the mountain. It starts right here, and it goes all the way down, and it's steep in there. And I mean, it could have been a boundary line or old pasture line for a cow or anything, but the whole woods, they've moved every bit of the rock over to that point or either that pile down there. But that just intrigues me, the people that worked to do that. Now, that to me, that is a work of art. I mean, that just intrigues me. And right above the rock wall is this view right here. Well, we made it 700 miles. 700. Wow. Well, I guess we're rock climbing today up through here to the Dragon's Tooth. We're still working our way up to the Dragon Tooth. It's a steep climb in places. Here's a nice photogenic point looking over the valley. There's the Dragon Tooth. I guess them hawks is guarding it, or them buzzards, or whatever you want to call them. Thing is massive. Some gorgeous views from over here. I'll call this one from inside the cavity right here. You can see forever. I'm getting down here off the technical part, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, if you want to go see the Dragon's Tooth, you better bring your rock climbing gear with you. It gets kind of technical in some of them spots. You got to think about where you're putting your foot and that and everything else. So it's a climb both ways, but you climb over rocks and everything else. My humble abode for the night. Good morning. We're making our way up out of camp this morning. We camped at the gap there below the Dragon's Tooth, where you at one of the cutbacks to go down to the parking lot. We're going to walk on and go down to this lower gap and walk to the store to do a resupply. And then we got, I think, a day and a half into Daleville. Tell you what, the minute I laid down last night, the coyotes started howling. It sounded like we was surrounded by them. But after about 45 minutes or an hour, they went their own little way. I think they're just fighting with each other, or down in the gap below us, so I don't know, but just the way it echoed. Rested good last night. Heard a whippoorwill off and on throughout the night, and I always enjoy hearing those. Ready for a hike today. I'll tell you what, yesterday about wore me out. Going up and over them rocks and doing the climbing up through there. You couldn't film none up through there. I was afraid I'd fall or something or another. But I'll tell you, it's pretty up there once you get up there to the Dragon Tooth and everything else. I mean, it is pretty. But there's a lot of climbing to it. That is for sure. There is a lot of climbing to it. I guess we could call that one right there the miniature dragon's tooth. But there's no camping. I think today we gotta figure out, there's, after you pass the last shelter, there's no camping except for at the campground or at the marked campsites or the shelter. So I think we're just gonna try to get at least 10 miles today, and then I think that'll put us 15 miles outside of Daleville. We're gonna try that and see how it'll work. But we ain't really got no hard plans yet. We're just gonna get down here and I'm gonna get me a Mountain Dew, that's for sure. And if they got them, if they're fixed, I'm gonna get me a bologna biscuit. That or a pizza, one, whichever one they're serving. But anyway, I'll holler at you later. If you want an example of what was coming off a dragon's tooth and some going up it yesterday, this is about it. You had to pick your footing and figure out how to get down rock like this all the way to the bottom. This is a good example of it. But let me put my phone up and see if I can figure out how to do this. First view of the day. Beautiful little farm down there. We just started our climb back up. We went over to Catawba Grocery and got something to eat. I got me a couple pieces of pizza and a cheeseburger and some 2 Mountain Dews, a big old water, and a Gatorade and ice cream. I ate it and then got just some tater chips and a couple little things to carry through for some snack food till we get in the Daleville. But anyway, real nice place. Sat outside for a while and talked to one of the older gentlemen. He's a local guy. He was telling us some stories when he was a kid and just talked to him for a good little bit. About 2 hours, I guess. Time got away from me. Just chit-chatting. And we got back on the trail probably about 12:20, 12:30. Something like that. But it's going to be looks like the weather's going to hold steady for this week. Going up this climb and going to try to get at least 10 miles in the day. Part of where an old grist mill sat at one time. Beautiful old farmhouse, and there's a cow over there, and I don't know if it's a collapsed barn or if it's probably collapsed. It looks like it is. I thought maybe it was built into the side of the hill there, but there's a cow over there. Healthy looking thing. I guess I'm gonna be getting up here close and personal with the cows. There's a whole parade of them coming up behind the hill a while ago when it seen me walking. There he is, slithering up the rocks. That's a pretty long one. I was just thinking right before I come up on him, I hadn't seen no snakes or anything as pretty as it is today. But they're out. Well, we're going up to McAfee's knob. Or McAfee knob. I've heard it both ways today. Anyway, the parking lot down there was full, so I've done passed a bunch of people. I'm sure he'll probably be pretty crowded out here. They say it's the most photographed place in Virginia, but we're going to keep on trucking. Number 2 for today. Just letting him go what he wants to. He can slither on along, just old black snake. McAfee knob. They say it's the crown jewel in Virginia.
Very good job. How's your day been?
Yeah, rocky start, but then it got better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we bother you at all when we went by this morning?
Beautiful country.
Good.
See all the farmlands down there?
Got up at 4 and we were out of there by 5. It was pretty cool.
Let's take one together.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna take these off. I don't want them in the picture.
Sunset at McAfee knob.
Oh, I think they're taking
Are you wanting to do the scary one?
You can go up there.
Gosh darn it, Margaret. But you and these.
Oh, sure.
That one. Yeah.
And I'm always looking in the
fun
logs
to
and
meet
stuff.
people that are like, oh yeah, I've seen your signing in. I'm like, oh yeah, it's good that I'm doing that. You know, it's a fun trail because
Yeah.
Well,
I'm moving slower than most. So.
For a little while, I mean, I hadn't picked up any trail names. I've just been writing Jeff made it this far on every single
Nice.
thing. It's finally people coming up behind me like,
No.
are you Jeff? Are you Jeff made it this far? I was like, yeah.
That's me.
That kind of cracked me up. So.
Yeah, that's funny. How'd you get icebox?
I'm gonna go to the shelter.
If you change your mind, it's a short walk back here. You
Yeah.
can always maybe join us for coffee in the morning.
Thank you.